Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Did the whole Sakura Matsuri thing, but now it's time for people getting thirsty. They're thirsty for Shingeki no Kyojin. Episode 4 review. Now, let me just go check to see what this episode was called. I believe this was called, the graduation ceremony. Let me go check that out. Yeah. The night of the graduation ceremony. Mankind's recovery. 2. This, and I, like I said before, I'm not going to spoil people. This is pretty much what happened in this episode was more of their training. Yeah, that was pretty much what happened in this episode. Beginning part, and this is going to get a 4 out of 5. What's preventing me from giving it a 5 out of 5 is probably half of it was just training stuff. That's the real thing. It was just training stuff, but I'm still giving it a 4 out of 5 because it was a pretty intense episode, and I liked how they over accentuated. They like, whoa, wait. I love what they did here. The animation was spot on once again. Just 10 out of 10, no fucking no questions asked. Music, 10 out of 10, no questions asked. No really need to talk about the censorship because there wasn't any censorship in this episode. As far as it being true to the canon material, the manga. Oh, nose. There was one scene that was kind of redone, but it was minute. Minute. Not important. It was like, okay, fine. I don't, it's alright. Don't worry about it. And I was, that's later on in the episode, though, after they had their training, and they decided to pick the jobs, so on and so forth. Now, beginning part, we have Armin, and he's in the training, and he's running, and he's slowing down, and Reiner comes back to help him out. I remember that part of the manga where that happened, when they were doing that and stuff, and it was kind of interesting. You had the instructor, and he's thinking about each individual and their skill sets and what they're good at, and he's thinking about Armin, that even though he excels intellectually, he could strategize, and the thing with Reiner being the soldier type, and yeah, that's basically what he's doing here. And he goes through the whole process of examining them, and he goes up to Eren, seeing him go through, and they're going through the forest training and cutting the spongy part of the fake Titan, the fake Titan models, and states how Eren has the desire out of all of them to see this to the end. And then after that, we have the hand-to-hand combat. All I gotta say about that, fucking Annie. People don't know, man. They don't know about Annie. I'm not gonna spoil. Not spoil. Watch out for Annie. Watch out for Annie. She's going to be a huge character down the line. Huge. Well, also Ryner, but that's later. But Annie, I'm telling you right now. And then we have what the thing was, they were training, so I got chapped lips. They were training hand-to-hand combat. And Eren found it very, very silly that they were doing this. and Reiner was telling him the whole thing about being a soldier. I love Reiner in this anime. They did him complete justice. Like, holy shit, I just love him. And when he's training with Eren, they're doing your close combat thing, martial arts thing. He notices Annie isn't doing anything. She's just walking around. So they challenge her to, teach her a lesson. And then she just wipes the floor with Eren and Reiner. I was like, damn. And she's telling... And this was a good scene. I liked how they did this. They did this great. Annie's like teaching Eren, saying to him, in this shitty kind of world, this isn't really going to help us much, so to speak. Now see what she was going on about. Now the scene was awesome. Just awesome. Awesome. The animation was awesome in this episode. Loved that scene. Fantastic. Now, after that, there's basically a narrator talking, or someone talking, I think it's Eren, about how many members graduated, and then they start calling off the names of the people who are in the top 10. Now, and the top 10 graduates have the honor of picking where they want to go. There's three groups. There's the garrison, which all they do is they just go around the different villages and walls to keep order, more or less, and make sure citizens are safe. And you have the military police, and they just go in the inner sanctums of the wall, the inner wall, and serve the king, and so on and so forth. And then you have the survey squad corps, which basically risks their lives every day to kill the Titans. And those 10 people who were... I'll read it from the manga. I'm not going to go by that. Read from the manga. Number 10 is obviously... Krista, okay. Got number 9, Sasha. Number 8, Connie. Number 7, Marco. Number 6, Jean. Number 5, Eren. Number 4, Annie. Number 3, Bertholdt. Number 2, Ryner. And number 1, Mikasa. And I was thinking about this. And I can't say it here because I'm spoiling then. There's something odd about the top 5. Well, I should say the top 4 of the 4 in the top 5 members of the top 10 class. But, anyone who's read the manga knows what I'm talking about, but I can't say. Because then I'm spoiled. But anyway, after that, we had the whole thing with Eren and Mikasa and Armin seeing Hans again, and they go to the town and they see Erwin, the Commander Erwin, and Captain Levy. So, and there was that thing and that scene, which was pretty interesting. I like how they did that as well. The other thing that was done was when Eren then went to the top of the wall and was talking to Sasha and everyone else, and they were all deciding they were going to join the Survey Corps with Eren. It was like, Jesus Christ. And he was feeling like now, all of a sudden, humanity 5 years later has gotten their act together. We are ready for the counterattack. And then, almost on cue, Colossal Titan, right in front of them. Holy shit. And they go over, get flung over. And that was I just loved that scene. because you see Eren and he falls down, and you just get like behind him a fucking huge view of the town. I was like, damn, awesome. And everybody's falling, and I think it's Sasha. She gets Thomas before he falls to the bottom. Shoots the gear, one of the hooks of the gear into his leg, and brings him up. And that's when Eren starts spewing orders and everything and tell everyone what they need to do. And ready to go in. He's gonna go in. And he goes to the top of the wall again, and he's staring down the colossal titan. It's been 5 years, hasn't it? And I was like, oh shit, things about to go down. And that's pretty much what happened. Now, overall, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. Now it is the time with Studio. It is the time to step up and prove to the masses that you can make this a perfect adaptation. Now, people are probably thinking, what the fuck are you talking about, Bonkai? Very simple. What happens in the next episode and the episode after that is crucial. Crucial. I can't spoil too much, but overall, I like what they're doing here. I liked how they did this episode. I like the character interactions and how things were going. It was done very well. Very well. Almost to a T. To a T. And that's pretty much it, you know. I just loved it. It was great. And that's why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Now, if they sell me next week, going further, because next week is the first battle, which anyone's read that chapter of the Attack on Titan, that chapter that when that happens, and sees what happens in that chapter, you know what I mean when I say which studios got to prove themselves now. They got to take the reins of Attack on Titan and say, hey, we're going forward. We're going forward. You know? You got to go in. Balls deep. Yeah, I said balls deep. I don't give a shit. It's the truth. They have to go in. There's no reason whatsoever that in the next episode of Attack on Titan, they can't pull it off. But overall, this was a good episode. I like what I see. But now next week, it's going to be analysis time. Yes. Next week, I guess I'll turn into Uber Kari. I'll be like, no frills, just the analysis. That's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to break down the episode bit by bit by bit. I'm going to say what they did great and what they need to work on. Because from here on out, it's going to be, I'm watching you. You know, it's just like that, because this was done well, this episode, and I want to see if they can pull off the rest of this show. Because next episode, man, it's going to get rough. Blood. Yeah, there will be blood, people. There will be blood. I'm telling you right now. But overall, good episode. Like what I saw. I mean, Dan Master said it was okay. I saw in the comments of my live stream. I think it was good. I like the character interaction.
Lower that voice. Okay?
So, good episode. Like what I saw. End of story. Look, and yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. So, I was just trying to think what I was going to say. And yeah, That's pretty much it. And especially, and I just want to bring this last point. How they did like the anticipated scenes, like when the instructor was going to go into the cafeteria. That was awesome. Facial expressions were fantastic. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yeah. This has been Bonkai 922. I will see you guys later with Studio next week. Man. Gotta go balls deep. Gotta go in there and show everything. You people who read the manga know what I'm talking about. See ya.